There is a lot of criticism going around right now in regards to XRP price predictions because a lot of people are putting out price predictions that would equal a market cap for XRP larger than the entire United States GDP. In this video, I want to talk about whether or not something like that is even possible. How could you possibly have XRP with a market cap that exceeds the total amount of money flowing in the United States? In this video, I want to talk about whether or not the people putting out these price predictions are just making stuff up, or if the people delivering the criticism are missing one critical thing. In this video, I want to talk about that, as well as at the end of the video, talk about XRP's price chart. There are a lot of people worried about XRP's current price action. In this video, I want to show you a chart that I think is really going to change your mind. Like always, you're supporting me so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like these videos and subscribe to the channel. These two simple things really do help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my fair exchange uphold down in the description of this video. With that said, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So I want to start this video off and jump right into the market cap discussion because I think this is going to very much interest a lot of people out there, especially people who say that certain prices of XRP aren't possible because, well, that would equal a market cap that doesn't even make sense. And the reason why I even decided to make this video was because someone on X put out a post earlier today that said, "My brother, do you realize that your price target for your token means that its market cap would exceed the global total money supply?" And we just read this on its surface, it's like, oh yeah, that is kind of crazy. How would the market cap of something like XRP exceed the GDP of the United States or the total global money supply? Now, in my opinion, this person is making one big critical mistake, and I want to break down for you why that mistake is actually something that is actually very bullish for XRP. So one of the things to understand is you can't compare market caps across different asset classes. So her statement was that the entire circulating supply of money in the world is X, therefore the market cap of a token can't be Y. Let me tell you why that's a very dangerous game to be playing. Well, I actually responded to her post and it said, Dogecoin is a joke and has a larger market cap than most Fortune 500 companies. What exactly do you think comparing two completely different things with an arbitrary market cap number actually tells you? And the point I'm trying to make here is, look, you can say that XRP's market cap can't be X, Y, or Z because the total global money supply is X, right? And XRP's market cap, if it was Y, would be greater than that. But at the end of the day, market caps never line up across different asset classes. And the example I pointed out was Dogecoin versus a Fortune 500 company. There are Fortune 500 companies with hundreds of thousands of employees, right? Making billions of dollars of revenue, and Dogecoin, which is a joke, is larger than those specific companies. So the question is how did that happen, right? How is it possible that a token that was created as a meme or a joke has a larger market cap than something like a revenue producing financial giant? And the truth of the matter is because you just can't compare market caps like that. Market cap effectively means nothing. It's just the last traded price of the token times the total outstanding supply. And that equation, right, gives us a rough idea of generally how big something is. But there's a whole bunch of variables that aren't taken into account. Oftentimes, there's actually a whole bunch of tokens that CoinMarketCap doesn't even show that have larger market caps than things like Bitcoin because essentially they're just scams, right? They only issue one token. That one token gets a whole bunch of volume because it's pumped on something. And then that one token goes to some astronomically high price for a very short period of time. But it's sort of just ignored because it's just an obvious flaw in the market cap calculation. The big problem with comparing the total available money in comparison to XRP's market cap is that there's a huge multiplier on the amount of dollars invested in XRP that causes the price to rise. Let me break this down for you. In early November, when we first saw that huge astronomical pump for XRP, where XRP's market cap went up tens of billions of dollars, there wasn't necessarily tens of billions of dollars invested in XRP. In fact, it was only a couple tens of millions of dollars. So tens of millions of dollars caused XRP's market cap to go up tens of billions of dollars. Now, this is really important to understand because the person who wrote this post saying XRP can never go to these prices because the market cap would be higher than the amount of money possible to invest into it is completely missing the point that you don't need that much money to be invested in XRP. In fact, we have no idea how much money would need to be invested in XRP to reach those prices. In many cases, it might just be a certain number of a couple $100 billion. Now, if you think a couple $100 billion is unrealistic to have invested in XRP, I would say that you are completely unaware of where the financial system is going and where net new dollars are being invested. We are seeing a huge push to deploy capital into cryptocurrencies, and I believe there are going to be hundreds of billions of dollars invested in the cryptocurrency industry. But that means that the XRP market cap isn't only going to go up a couple $100 billion. That means the XRP market cap would be going up trillions of dollars. So when you have people making these comparisons, right? And these comparisons sound really smart, like how is this even possible, right? Go look at the market cap. You need to understand that market cap is nothing more than something you can compare one cryptocurrency to another with a whole bunch of asterisks in it that give you a rough idea of the total size of any given cryptocurrency. But when you start comparing that to other asset classes or things that aren't even asset classes, but just financial metrics, you get into a weird calculation that is never going to work out because it fundamentally breaks the way that market cap actually accounts for the total value and network of masses. It has nothing to do with the amount of dollars actually put in the network. And in fact, all she is proving is that there probably is enough money in order to get XRP to these astronomical market caps because of how much XRP moves with every net new invested dollar. So I just wanted to make that clear because you're going to continue to see a lot of FUD on this point. And the most important thing you can always come back to is if it was all rational and you could just compare market caps, why does Doge have a larger market cap than other companies in the Fortune 500? And the truth of the matter is that answers your question right there. The market cap calculation, when used like that, is just completely useless and is only going to lead you to think that certain things aren't possible when they absolutely are. With that said, though, I want to talk about something else real quick that I thought was very interesting, and it's a little bit derailed from the original conversation. But David Schwartz put this out earlier today, and I thought it was something that everyone needed to see. And I'm sorry, it was not earlier today. It was circulated earlier today. David Schwartz actually put this out in 2018. And what he said is, you think it's particularly hard for the NSA or government or China to do a 51% attack on Bitcoin? All it takes is money. Now, this is very, very interesting because the XRP ledger is not designed like this. No amount of money can force you to take over the XRP ledger, but there are amounts of money that you can use to take over the Bitcoin network. And I think this is something that's forgotten on a lot of people. People pretend like Bitcoin is the most decentralized thing that will ever exist. But at the end of the day, it's just decentralized based off of the current network and how it's architected and in what participants are participating in that network. At any given point, someone with a lot of money can come into the Bitcoin network and take it over. It's just how the Bitcoin network was created. So in my opinion, this is something that not a lot of people have really thought about, but the smartest people in crypto, it's something they've been thinking about for a very long time. In my opinion, XRP will end up being likely the most decentralized cryptocurrency. And it's not because of rewards or people getting paid to do certain activities or the XRP even being the most used cryptocurrency, right? It might be as simple as it's the only cryptocurrency that was actually created to promote decentralization rather than the richest person or the person with the most money wins. With that said, though, I want to finish this video off and talk about the XRP price chart because right now, a lot of people are panicked about what XRP is doing. And in my opinion, it's just par for the course. We have XRP bouncing around in this formation here. It looks like we could push to early to mid-September before ultimately breaking out of here. But ultimately, if you've watched this channel for a while, this is just what XRP does. Why does it form these formations? Why does it form these triangles? I have no idea, but they are a telltale sign for XRP of consolidation. And at the end of it, we either break to the upside or downside. Now, in my opinion, things are just far too bullish right now to even imagine this breaking to the downside. But at the end of the day, anything's possible. I think we got a couple more weeks of some boring price action before this ultimately breaks, but I think there is one indicator that's really letting me know that the upside is looking very, very good for that move. And that's just the Bitcoin dominance chart. If you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, we can see that this thing just broke a multi-year channel to the downside. And guys, you don't have to be an OG in crypto to know that when the Bitcoin dominance chart comes crashing, things like XRP and the rest of the cryptocurrency industry take off big time. If you take a look at the last couple of times the Bitcoin dominance chart has crashed, we can see that it happened in 2018 where XRP made something like a 52,000% move. It happened in 2021 where XRP made another huge move. And the exciting thing about right now is XRP has already been making some pretty big moves, and the Bitcoin dominance crash hasn't even started yet. Guys, this is something to keep your eyes on. It's making me extremely optimistic and bullish on what's yet to come. But guys, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. And for now, Mickle out.